the two strongest nations in the CSGO and the South American qualifier. But there could be surprises, and surprises is what we love to see, and what we love to or what we hope to see here in this tournament. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Colombia is going to surprise. But Brazil has not their strongest team. Perhaps you can call it a B team, but they do still have 3 good players from a reputable side. And on the other hand, Colombia there's not much we know about them. So both teams, not a lot of information, not a lot of past games that we've seen them play against each other, and it'll be really interesting to see what exactly will be the course of this Group B, Paraguay, Brazil, and Colombia. Because Group A, all 3 teams are kind of unknown. So Peru kind of had technically on paper the more developed team, but it turned out Ecuador was the top. And now we've got Brazil. We've got Brazil, who we know quite a lot about, and it'll be a good kind of measuring stick to compare the other teams, Colombia and Paraguay. I'm just getting flashbacks of football right now. I just think of football. Whenever I look at these flags and these teams, I just think of Copa America and the World Cup and how good they are in football compared to each other. That's just automatically the way I compare the two, but that's just me. I'm a bit of a football maniac. Anyway, right now, still waiting for the players to hop on. And talk about the first map, Dust 2. If we can pop into the game, start scribbling on the map and showing you guys what's going on, we can speak about what this map means. At the end of the day, we can't really look at it as if we were looking at two top-tier competitive teams that have practiced with each other playing. We have to look at this as 2 somewhat mixed teams playing against each other. So Dust 2, you know, I think mixed style play always slightly favors the T side more than the CT side. I think you have to be a lot more organized. Okay, you need to have strats and tactics as a T side, but it's easier just to kind of play that default and pick style play. But since Brazil made the pick of Dust 2, Colombia will be starting off on the CT side here. And we don't have much time to talk about the map, but we'll get back right into it here as it is the beginning of this best of 3, and Sickly starts it off with a nice headshot there on Phelps. And that's what happens when you give away mid like that. No information on mid, nobody checking mid. You get a little cheeky push there from the CTs, and that's a free frag that will make the difference. 4 flashes, 2 smokes here on Brazil, on Coldzera and Taco. It could be a B-split coming up, and it probably is, since the bomb will push in through tunnel. It might not be the best choice for them, as there are 2 CTs over at the B site. They've read it. They're 100% sure of what's going on, and the CTs will probably be playing for the retake, but I don't know why Loki tried to go for a peek there. Far too easy here for Brazil to take the site and to defend it, as Taco gets yet another frag here on Sickly. So Brazil with a pretty good B-split, even though you could read it from a mile away. It was very, very effective indeed. Bearing in mind, they started off with 4 players before that attack. Taco there doing a great job to pick up 3 frags against the Colombians. And they could have done better with that defense, bearing in mind that Sickly got that early frag pushing in lower tunnels like that. So Dust 2, technically then, you know, more teeth. Hang on a second. Brazil? Was Brazil the team that chose Dust 2 or Colombia? Something tells me it was Brazil and they chose the T side. I don't know. Something tells me that. Full eco now here by the CTs, so they're just going to go for the double eco and then buy in the 4th round. Oh, Colombia. Oh, so Colombia chose it. Colombia started off on the CT side. So early on with Dust 2 on CSGO, a couple of teams were starting off on T side. It was kind of the fashion. So it's changed. It's changed for a while now. The meta's changed a year and something ago, or even 2 years ago. My chronology is absolutely horrific. Like, I still feel like it's 2010, and it's not that. If someone tells me 2010 was 5 years ago, I can't believe it. But I think it was about 2 years ago. I think teams like Titan kind of began to choose the CT side on Dust 2 more consistently, and now it's the meta in the top level that the CT side is a stronger side. But, you know, on a mixed style, I still think it's more favourable to be on the T side on Dust 2. And the European Championships, all the big teams were starting off on the T side. We didn't see many teams start off on the CT side, but it's changed. And Colombia have decided to start off on the CT side here. So another eco round for Colombia. They've done a bit of damage, dropped the weapon on Zand. It's pretty confident play here by the Brazilians, so they've not been troubled by Colombia. But now is the real test, as the Colombians are able to go for a full buy with all the weaponry that they need and the nades. And we'll see if they'll be able to defend their bomb sites against the Brazilians. Cold will be playing with the AWP. And we don't have any fallen from Keyed Stars to make the shots, but it seems like you don't really need it. That was a really nice shot there by Cold to jot down, I think it was James something Velasquez. James Cain, not James Cain Velasquez, I think as a UFC fighter, Cain Velasquez, but James something Velasquez. Call him Velasquez, because I'm pretty sure that was his last name. I'm going to pick that one by Cold. Molotov into the site. Make sure there's nobody hiding there, and it seems like the bomb might be moving towards short. Phelps with the entry frag on Loki at the A site, and another for Phelps, and it looks far too easy as he takes down the Colombian players. They don't even have to get the bomb planted. Brazil picking up the buy round, 4-0. Very, very confident play, very, very confident play from them indeed, and really out-aiming the Colombian players. And you can see that there is a level difference right now between Brazil and Colombia. There's no doubt about it. The Colombians, they're a rung below these players. It's full eco now for the CT side. Sickly picks up another frag. He's been consistently getting frags through the rounds, unlike a couple of his teammates. Groovy Gaming trio. Whoa, that was just unlucky. He tried to pick up that AK-47 and was met by a nade instead. Well, it's Felico. They've dropped 2 guns, and they've picked up an AK on Kick, who actually could do something. Could definitely do something. Which he doesn't. Shot down before he can pick up another frag. So two guns dropped on an eco is good. It's a good trade. It's not like perfect. It's not amazing, but it's a good trade. And now again they're able to go for a full buy. This time round though we see Loki with an AWP, and I wonder if he has something to provide. Because right now it looks like Colombia are in quite a lot of trouble because Brazil are really, really outplaying them. Using the standard setup here from the terrorist side. One person checking along, he picks up the bomb, got controller shot now, and one person at B, just in case they go for a flank, the CTs go for a flank, and they're going to be ready to push forward. It's actually is it going to be a fake B split? It's pretty much the same thing they did on the first buy round, where they threw a short smoke and had Phelps kind of try and peek and get the entry frag. But this time round, Phelps doesn't get the entry frag, so the bomb hasn't moved towards the A site. Not yet anyway. B split is what will happen, as Phelps was unable to get that entry frag, and Zand's going to push forward. Zand trying to find if anybody's at mid. He does see Sickly. Sickly backs away in the box, is in a lot of trouble. He picks up one frag, but is shot down almost immediately by FNX as he makes the trade. Spams is in a lot of trouble here. Oh, goodness me. Turns around, 108 degrees, picks up another frag. The bomb site's given away. However, Cold is on his own in a 1v3, and those trades didn't work out for Brazil. So they lost one player over at short, tried to do the B split. Trade happened, but Spams took down 2. And that's 3 players down for the Brazilians. Now Colombia just have to make sure that they play their cards right and just secure this round without too much loss. Colombia, with their first round here on Dust 2. Could be the signal of something new. Could be the boost of morale that they need. And if anything, you know, this is the Brazil team you want to beat. The team where it's... or the team that you have the highest chance of beating, the team that doesn't have the Keyed Stars players. That's the team that you'd like to get, or that you will have a chance of getting 3 points from, if there is a team that you can get 3 points from. Seems we've got a pause, and I wonder why they've decided to go for a pause right now. I think Sickly's got a problem. Might have a connection problem. Seems like he's back. Gone for a full buy here. Open Loki, or Loki. kept it from the round before. Colds, they've had a lot of money after those round wins and bomb plants, so he's able to go for a destructive buy there. AWP, CZ, all the nades, 7.2k down the bank. Lands a wallbang shot on Sickly. It's nicely done there by Colds. Aggressive here by the CTs over at short. This is a good play here by the CTs. You have to be... Actually, just one player, sorry, not two. No, there's two. Loki was there. Loki just stayed behind. He gets shot down. Phelps pushes forward and makes easy pickings. Slaughters them over at short. Nicely done there by Phelps. Loki was already badly bruised from Taco, but... It was a great entry frag. 2 entry frags for Phelps. And could have been better for the CTs had they... Oh, nice shot. Could have been better for the CTs had they both backed away together or moved forward together. Instead, one of them stayed and the other one backed away. And that kind of bit of miscommunication over at short allowed Phelps the opportunity to just push forward and get the CTs when they're out of position. It was a good idea, though, from Colombia. And it signals that they do think there's a bit of dynamic thinking there. That's what they have to do. They have to kind of stop Brazil playing on their stride and make them second guess themselves. Don't give away mid so easily. Great push there by Spams, and I think his teammate, the terrorist teammate, was the guy who flashed in, but Taco's going to make short work of these ecoing CTs over at short. And they'll pick up the round anyway, but unfortunate, the Colombian players moving in with 3 at short. They should have done more damage in that situation. 7-1. Brazil now getting further and further ahead. And again, this time it's FNX who's landing the wallbang shot. It's a double op set up here on the T side by Brazil. Again, they've gone for the boost, but Taco's there just to pick him off. His aim has actually been really on point today. Really landing those headshots. I think he's got a pretty high headshot percentage, as far as I can remember. But Loki returns with a double air as they get a bit too overconfident, try to push towards short with no flashes, no smokes. He's in here. I think he did kind of surprise them a bit standing out in the open here. And now it's a 3v3 with 2 of the Brazilian players pretty badly hurt. Same with Colombia as well. There's a good chance that Colombia might get their second round. And Brazil might be reading it pretty good, going towards the B site perhaps. FNX expecting an aggressive push. Oh, Loki, what a shot there on Phelps. Well, that's really going to reduce the chances of Brazil taking this round now. It's up to Colds and FNX. And Colds decides not to play with the op, throws it away, gets an AK-47 instead. Now they're moving towards shot. 25 seconds left on the clock. Time's ticking. They have to go for the A site. And I think by now, Spams should be... And they're around 10 second marks. 10 second mark. Spams should just run towards the A site straight away. Entry frag there for Colds. 6 seconds left on the clock. Can they get the bomb planted for shot? Go straight for the bomb plant. There's a CT right behind him. Finally takes him out, but he should have just gone for the bomb planter and stopped them from planting the bomb. They would have died because of the time rounder and because of the countdown timer. And then they would have got 2 kills after the countdown timer, which meant pretty much 0 money for 2 of the terrorist players. Poor mistake, big mistake there by the Colombians. And instead, Brazil picks up that round in a 3v2. So, not a really good after-plant situation for the CTs. And I think it was Sickly who was there right behind... I think it was Cold. You hear the bomb being planted. You see the player just drop down, didn't check behind him. He just hopped up and stopped the bomb planter. Doesn't get the bomb plant. Even if he kills you, there's no way he can win the round. Literally no way. But that kind of really fast thinking is... I mean, it's hindsight right now. We're kind of like hindsight commentary, but... You know, on the top level, they can really... They think like that. They can really see that. Taco. Wow. You can definitely see he's been deathmatching. There's no doubt about that. His aim is on point. 14 frags and 3 deaths for him. smoke there for the terrorists. Gain control of mid, push short. FCTs have been unable to put pressure on them over at mid, even though they've stacked 2 players in that position. Now it's Velasquez on his own here on long. He'll get taken down by Phelps. 4v2 situation now. Kick trying to move in from the B site, hopping around like a bunny rabbit over at mid. Taken up by Zanden. There's a trade again. Phelps with yet another frag this round. 10-1. Very, very confident performance here from Brazil. And it seems like they're going to take this map with ease. Absolute ease. They haven't really been tested by the Colombians, and it's probably what a lot of you had expected. Bearing in mind, even if the Stars players are not playing, the B team, if you'd like to call it that, are just really, really outplaying them. Dexterity gaming being the main part of this current roster. Phoenix holding the flank over at the B site to pick up a frag on Spams, who's pushing forward, but in return Loki makes 2. He's on his own, however. There's not much he can really do in this situation. 11-1 now. Brazil taking more than 90% of the rounds. One out of 12, what is that? 90%? Yeah. 11 out of 12 is more than 90%. I just doubted myself there. 1 out of 12 is 8%, I think. Just got a little bit of an update from the producer. Sad if we don't have any replays at the moment, but the replay system's just not working. I really like the highlights that we got from Group A. We'll show them after this match, so people who've missed the matches can see some nice highlights. Flurry of exchange of frags throughout the map, and it seems like the CTs have able to pick off the players over at short. Now, Kicks on his own after losing his team at mid. Woof, jumping shot towards Zand. He has to play his cards right. 48 seconds left on the clock. Knows the bomb's at short. You can hear him if he's running above him. He's actually going to allow him to take the bomb. I think he's trying to play it smart here and just go towards the A site and play to defend the A site, expecting FNX to go for the plant and the A site. If not, then he plays for the retake on the B site rather than defending the bomb. 27 seconds left on the clock, and he's read it correctly. FNX might go towards the B side. The interesting thing right now is FNX has spent a long while just looking around, making sure that the CT is not hiding anywhere dodgy. And he has decided to go to the A site anyway. 6 seconds left as well. He had to go for the bomb plant, and Kick played it relatively smartly there, although he had a bit of a moment of hesitation to check B. And I think he was thinking the same thing as I was, that, alright, he's going to move to A now. If not, if he delays, he's going to go to B. But instead, he was just checking every corner before going towards the A site. Second round now for Colombia. 11-2. I don't think it's enough. A bit of a team flash there. Flash the whole team. And Velasquez is going to get himself an easy frag. He gets another as well on Phelps, but the trade occurs. It's 3-3. Brazil pushing forward from both long and CT spawn from mid. Loki makes short work of those long players. It's just up to FNX now for the Brazilian side, and he has dinked and shot by Sickly on the B side. 11-3. Brazil. I know a couple of Portuguese words, but they're not the good ones. They're all the bad ones. I know, sorry, I think sorry is Scupa, I think. They play with Portuguese guys, Brazilians. I know that the Brazilian Portuguese is a bit different to Portuguese. And supposedly nicer. But no comment. Shots completely open, and Brazil seem to have read that. They've pushed forward. And they're getting access in towards the side. The bomb's going to be planted in A side, even though Spams gets 2 beautiful shots there. Really nicely done by him. with the op at mid. We need to see more of this from Colombia. They're going to have a chance of coming back. And it seemed to be warming up here, the Colombian players, starting to land those shots and pick up those double frags and find those heads. Oh, mistake there from Sickly. I mean, he knew his teammate was just shot down by Taco. So he's forced Kick to play a 1v2. Both players really badly hurt at the moment. He just needs a bullet each, but time's ticking. It's got a defuse kit. It's got 2 flashes. Use them. Use your flashes. Go for the defuse. He's not going to make it. There's no time left. Throws a flash, but it's absolutely useless. And Taco just ends the first half with 1 bullet. 12-3. Brazil will take the first half and put themselves in a very good position to take the first map from Colombia. We'll see if Colombia will have a better T side on Dust 2. And I don't want to say, oh, I've called it, but I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling they'll be able to pick up a couple of rounds. Really important, as I usually say, to get the pistol round every time, especially when you're behind, because it does have a much bigger effect than any other normal round because of the economy in the game here. Push to mid from underpass. Colds is hiding behind the wall here, and he gets the first. It's not finished off here by the terrorists. Survives, and it's mostly due to his armor. It's a good buy by him. 1 defuse kit on Taco, and the terrorists are deciding to go towards the B site. That's a really, really good choice by them. And I think they read that now that because they put pressure on mid and they saw 2 of the CTs at mid, that there's minimally, or maximally, sorry, not minimally, maximally 1 CT in the B site because there's 2 at mid. And they did guess correctly. In fact, there was no CT at the B site. And that gave them a bomb plant, and Velasquez is going to give them the round. 12-4. It's a good start for this half for Colombia. And will they be able to keep up or create a momentum and keep it up to have a chance of coming back into this game? You can definitely not discount them. We've seen so many 12-3 comebacks, even though, you know, there's maps technically CT-sided, or it is CT-sided. And at this level, or in this style, this less organized style, you can consider it a bit more T-sided. Look at this, Sand playing with fate over at the double doors. And that's why you're supposed to take control of take control of the double doors straight away. First thing, have a guy that checks if anyone jumps through. So that kind of situation never happens. And then you can play your game. Get control of mid, get control of short. Make sure you have B tunnels. And then as a terrorist, you can execute after that. See if you can get any entry frags over at the A or B site. Kick. Returns the frag. It's a force buy here by Brazil. And Colombia playing on the CT side. Just went for a full eco, actually. Classic double eco, then buy. And they've seen that there's quite a few CTs over at the A site, and they're rotating towards the B site here. Velasquez is going to realize it's empty, and he should be able to defend the site until the bomb comes in. Takes down Taco. It's a good start. Bomb should be planted in the B site. 2 CTs pushing in from mid, and goodness me, they're going to get cut off by the Brazilians. This is a huge mistake here by the Colombian players, and now it's a 2v3. They should be able to pick up those weapons now and play for the retake. They do have armor as well after going for a pistol armor buy. Sickly pushing forward through the smoke. Not the right choice. Velasquez on his own in a 1v3. And it seems like the... well, I was about to say... Goodness me, Velasquez there with a triple. I did not see that coming at all. I was just about to say... It seemed like the reign of the Colombians. You know, the one round, the pistol round. And the, you know, I was saying, oh, they're going to pick up a momentum and start winning rounds, was at an end after losing to the force buy, but really saved by a great triple kill by Velasquez, who actually ends that round with 4k. Really important play. Went to the B site, found out that it was empty, made sure to secure it, took down Taco, and after that got himself a nice triple kill. Aggressive hit, eco by Brazil, and this is the kind of play I like to see. I mean, woof, that nade. When you are on an eco, no need to play default. Do something different. Play with fate. Push forward. Play stacks. You have nothing to lose. I think Kick is AFK at the moment with the bomb. So he's finally back by the Galil. Colombia still have money to go for a pretty full buy. They've actually got the AWP on kick. No nades. I don't know how Sickly was able to afford nades and an AWP, but either way, full buy from the terrorists. Default setup here. Checking mid with the AWP. One person's pushing towards short. Low key. Gets the entry frag. There's one CT just on the corner there. You always check that corner. You always check it. And that time round, Loki finds someone. It's shot down by FNX over from the A long. Velasquez will take him out, however, and that's the A site controlled by the terrorists, and 4 of the Brazilian players decimated. Should be an easy round now for Colombia. Velasquez's triple kill, keeping hopes alive for the Colombian side. But where you see fantastic things from the Colombian side, you can definitely see fantastic stuff from the Brazilians. And Phelps now in a 1v3. The bomb's been planted for long. They've made the right choice to put it in that position. Doesn't allow Phelps to defuse it, because there is an AWP over at long, and a careful play of Colombia give them yet another round. 12-7 now. After a 12-3, that's the difference a pistol round can make. They're only 5 rounds away from Brazil. And what shall be fought, because it's a full eco now by Brazil. Completely flashed. Not bad. Not bad. Good defense there by Sickly, and nice shots as well. Clothesline to the face. This is a good play here by the Colombians. They were playing it nice and safe on this eco round and just expecting the aggressive play from Brazil, because the last time they played with just pistols, they were very aggressive at short and mid. And that's what they expected, and they expected correctly, because they tried to push forward from long with 2 players. Sickly was there to pick them up, and I don't think the CTs expected that. It was the perfect counter to that Brazilian eco round. But double op set up here now on the Brazilians. Cold 0. Cold and FNX. And then we do have Velasquez now with the AWP. Not low-key. I don't think that was needed there. Loki going a bit too far away from the rest of his teammates. And I think, you know, if you're on the terrorist side and one of your players pushes forward and dies, you have to make the trade. You can't just stay back and lose that player and lose map control and information. At this point in time, they should just try to push for short. They've got a flash. They can flash themselves above short, get the information, and then make a decision after that. And it seems like they're going to go towards the B site from upper tunnels, and it's an easy position to defend. You don't usually see teams just rushing upper tunnels like that. They're not using their flashes and smokes yet. They're trying to make it silent and to surprise their opponents. And it seems like they're able to surprise Taco, who did not expect that. Takes down Sickly. Not the best coordinated flash, as he did flash Sickly and the CT at the same time, but it does allow them room to plant the bomb. They've got a smoke now. Throw down a smoke for double doors. They can actually renew that smoke as well. One player should be checking upper tunnels, and that's Velasquez. He's there in that position. We've got one terrorist over at Car. Phelps is going to get the entry frag. FNS takes down Velasquez, and this is a really good retake here from Brazil. And they take up this round to make it 13-8. Relatively, they're not really hurt. Only lost Taco, even though the bomb got planted, and it seemed like Colombia had the strategic advantage. But that wasn't really the case. 20 frags on Phelps, 19 on Taco. Taco, who's quite a bit ahead of the rest of his team on the T side. Now it's equalizing itself a bit more. Again, Velasquez with the T side up. Aggressive push there from Taco. Actually from Cold. who gets subsequently punished for doing that. I mean, in essence, Colombia, they're kind of taking advantage perhaps of the overconfidence of the Brazilian players, but they are showing that they are very capable of landing good shots and very capable of coordinating and reacting to the CTs. I think it was a lot of nerves at the beginning, and I stand by what I said. T sides are easier on these mixed style, especially on Dust 2. Entry frag and exchange on the A site, and that allows them to get the bomb planted. Loki, who's been doing a very good job for his side so far in this map, has been able to secure themselves a bomb plant, and they've lost a lot of their clutches, other than that sick 3K by Velasquez. So the after plant positioning and play could be improved. Spams checks forward. Oh, he actually gets the frag. That's more of a mistake from the Brazilian player rather than a stroke of brilliance from Spams, who's in the middle of nowhere. Loki will finish off Taco, and that's 13-9. That's Colombia. They grip themselves back into it, and it's a really important round as well because their economy would have been broken since they don't have a loser bonus. They didn't have a lot of money. Had they lost that, they wouldn't have had as good as buy as they're getting right now, and it would have really made the difference. Because 14-8 with no money, 15-8, and then that's Brazil's game. But with that, they put themselves back into it. Can they contend with the South American giants? Colombia. Spanish versus Portuguese here. Linguistically, anyway. Locky and Spams are just delivering the damage right now. Really landing those entry frags with the AK. And sometimes something small as, yeah, these players have practiced more with the AK and are better with the AK, actually makes a huge effect on the scoreline and dynamic of the game. Colds should have landed those shots, and he's going to get punished by Sickly, who gets a quick double. 13-10. Colombia creeping back step by step. They'll have to be careful right now. They don't lose grip of this game against Colombia. Is this a fake B split here by Colombia? It seems like it is. The bomb's going to be going towards short. They do get control of mid. Oh, there's a CT right on the side, just beside the smoke, but Kick's going to take him out. They're deciding, well, we've got the entry frags. Why not go towards the B side? Doesn't really make sense. Tackle's outside of mid. He's going to get better off Kick, and that was a very important frag because it allows him to concentrate on towards the B side. Cold's got his back here, and they're pushing in. Taco's still there, messing about outside the B site. It's not pushed in. They can get the bomb plant. They've got one player at mid. Brazil have to make sure that they keep the flank protected. And they can get flanked by that pesky terrorist, and they're not going to check. There might be quite a couple of kills here for Sickly. Sees